like I think I pretty much, I'm pretty sure I said on Saturday, just makes me want to rock out and start just, you know.
Then we hit it right.
So with this one in particular, just because like it's your newest single, uh, what's how do you decide just which one you're gonna release next? Do you kind of record a whole bunch, say we'll do this one next, or just pretty much as they come you release them one by one?
Well, a lot of times we end up with 3 or 4 ideas and say, yeah, I'm not feeling this one right now. Let's try this and see what happens.
Now, are there any specific times where you're going for, you know, let's say this month, let's say we want to go heavy and rock, and then the next one we'll go, let's say maybe a little bit mellow, or we'll go like more kind of rock. What's it called? We'll say rock, not rock pop, but like kind of hip hop alternative rock.
You know what? It's funny because like I don't know if you heard our last ballad, but it could be a rainy day out, and that's how we write. You know, I mean, it could be having a bad day at work, and everything's just angry.
Man, if I ever wrote about my work, I'd get in so much trouble.
To be in a death metal band, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll bet you'd have an album in a week, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, sometimes you know how a daily grind goes, but I'm not gonna get into that because it can take up a lot of time. Trust me. So,
The boss might be listening.
oh, that I'm not concerned about. It just maybe some of the people might be listening. So, we talked briefly off air about programs you guys have been using, because you've been using programs to kind of fill in your bass loops and your drum loops and that sort of thing. Now we started talking about a program called Reason. Now I told you before that I tried using this about 4 or 5 years back, and I was ready to rip my hair out just because it was a good program, but my trial and error wasn't going as well as I planned, so it took a lot longer for me to get a grasp of how it works. Now, you said you guys are using that right now, to which you said, oh, it's an easy program. So, go ahead. Go ahead, Bob.
I don't find it so easy.
Now,
I've been lucky enough to have a studio for about 15 years now, and I'm quite used to working with rack mount components, wiring, and side chains, etc., etc. So for me to walk into Reason, it was very comfortable. It's a matter of, okay, I need another compressor, drop it in here, side chain it off of the loop, and blah blah blah. But before that, to get most of our original stuff, we were using GarageBand on an iPhone, a $5 program. We picked up a $30 preamp, the iRig mic pre, and managed to get everything running XLR through there. We got a lot of stuff done with that. Then we decided, okay, it's time to upgrade. We're actually going to do something with this, so we picked up Reason. But before we did, we tried out several other options. I mean, we tried out Pro Tools, we tried this, we tried that. There were so many programs coming at us all at once. But Reason was affordable, and as I said, for me, it was actually quite easy to use.
Right.
And we got the sound we wanted right off the hop.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you know what? That program, I know, just in general, always comes highly recommended. And when I heard about it, the reason why I decided to try to use it and try to give it a chance is because one of my favorite artists, and the guy is very, very OCD for each album, is Trent Reznor. Trent Reznor uses Reason. Or,
don't say as I blame him.
yeah. So because of that, it's like, you know what? I respect him. So I mean, this is gonna be a good program. And I checked the reviews online as well, and they were all saying pretty good. And then when I started trying to learn how to use it, I was like, I'm gonna come back to this.
I watch Bob use it. It looks easy.
Yeah.
I can turn it on and hit record.
Yeah.
What am I doing it from there?
But Bob, having your experience, the background, you're right, it makes it a lot easier. I mean, I would assume anybody with that kind of background would make it a bit easier, a bit more comfortable. So whereas I do not have that background at all, so that's probably why it was a little bit more frustrating for me. This is kind of still a very new thing to me, which is
right.
Like a side thing, but I'm learning. But I'm still, even though I can get frustrated, I'm still having fun with it.
YouTube's got a lot of good tutorial videos, but I mean, you've got to have your feet on the ground and have a clue what's going on first.
Right. Well, absolutely. Now I know Reason has like just an amazing huge amount of like loops and plugins, and they got a really good MIDI to it. And what's using this program, what do you find has been the most helpful from it? Just a clear sound, or cut out there, guys? Just 1 second, guys. Stand by here. Seem to have lost the audio, so let's give them a chance to get it back, and we'll take a quick little break here, and we'll have a listen to another one of the Windsor Project song. This song is called "This Is Where We Say Goodbye." Dig this. The Windsor Project. This is where we say goodbye. Now, this is another good tune, man. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I like all your tunes. I don't really have a bad thing to say about them,
Thanks
but
for that.
I like them for different reasons. And this one, to me, seemed a little bit more of a ballad, but at the same time, too, it was still had that rock element to it. And again, the riffs. I know I go back to the riffs a lot. At least I have with these past few songs. It's just because they remind me of like some '90s bands, some nice alternative bands that and it really stands out, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not. There's like the hint of influence in there, but the song's still your own, and that's what makes it so cool. Is just putting that little twist on it to kind of give that little bit of edge to make it that much more powerful to get your point across, not just vocally but musically as well, because that's the kind of thing you want for a lot of songs. It's just you just want that drive where it's going to catch right away and say like, you know what, man, this song is effing cool.
That song right there, you talk about inspiration and the drive in it too. We had a band member one time, and he was just a bloody train wreck, and we had to let him go. And this is where we say goodbye. And he made us all mad, and the inspiration just came. I was angry when I wrote it, and that's where you get that feel of anger, I guess you could say.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. And like you guys were saying before, the reason why I do two people is because adding more members to the band can get a little sloppy. And
Dramatic.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, man. That I know all too well from a lot of the stories I've heard, and just like in the past, like when you first start picking a guitar, you learn a few songs here, and you think you're just the most amazing thing in the world. You do a cover band, right? And even with a cover band, because just joking around, and it was literally like a garage band. We played a few gigs here and there, but nothing big. But even then, like there's sometimes it's just like, oh my god, I just want to rip their heads off, And
I hear that. I'm actually in a cover band too. We play almost every weekend, and it can be pretty annoying sometimes.
Well, and a lot of times too, it's such petty little things. It's nothing like really big. It's just like literally just simple disagreement, but it's gonna blow up because you get your stubbornness. And admittedly, I don't like to admit sometimes I can be pretty stubborn. So
it can be little kiddie drama crap.
Well, that's right. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. Sometimes it wasn't my fault. I mean, it wasn't my fault a few times, but a lot of times it just came down to arrangement of just something basic as setting up a set list.
Yes, I can relate to that one especially.
So
reminds me of a cover band I was playing with just a while ago. Come on, we got to narrow this down to like 40 songs on the outside. Okay, well, we got 107. Which ones do you want to do?
Could have used a clip. Oh, that's right. It's like, could you be a little bit more specific? So, or that, or even just arrangement of what your songs picked. Well, why don't we do DEF, but then we'll go with QRS. It's okay, but we should try this way. No, that won't work. Well, why? Because it sounds this way. Well, what's yeah? So
because you're going from Pantera to country.
Yeah. Man, I think I would pay to see that a cover band do that. No, to cover something from Far Beyond Driven, then play a song by like Brad Paisley or something, See, that I think would be more funny for our own amusement than anything,
That's the truth.
So, since you guys have been working closely, and thankfully, he started following me on Twitter, is NYC Fast Factory Records. You guys,
Brian and the amazing team at Factory Fast Records. Oh boy, they picked us out of an ocean of indie, and we are blessed to have them on our side.
And you know what? I couldn't agree more. Brian has been so good over the past 2 months, and we've been working very closely, obviously chatting by email, but setting stuff up. And most recently, he asked me about it, and it was a good idea, and we're starting with it this weekend. And I'll explain in a second because would like to have you guys on the show as well. Is every New Music Saturday now we're gonna have a different artist who's going to be on one of the Factory Fast compilations or has been.
Ooh, like a host of the week kind of thing.
Essentially, so they'll come on as our guest host with myself and Nolan and Catherine. And
nice. Hi, Nolan and Catherine, by the way. Hello.
So they'll come on, and it'll be somewhat of a mini interview as well as talking about the song. So it won't be as in depth as my interviews just by themselves, but it'll be kind of both, and it'll be interesting because now it was like Brian, this was a golden idea, and I'm completely down with it. I was like, well, that's great. So I do have this Saturday. I do have a couple guys from Bison Sound coming on. They'll be the start of it. So he's been
out for a rip.
Yeah. So Brian mentioned to me saying that we're going to try to get a list compiled for trying to possibly a month ahead of time. So I'll talk to him because like I said, I would like to add you guys onto the list. So right now, we'd probably be looking at May.
By all means, yeah.